Let's just let me check again. Okay. Okay. And, all right. Okay, we're good now. Let's put in the chat. Okay, let's do this. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. Testimony. You bet, much quicker. Can't believe this is happening. Ha 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 ha. You better get ready, youngster. I get the pictures. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. The final showdown. Okay. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. Let me just save it. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachini. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. Okay. Let me fix something on my what is that for? Okay, good. The testimony sign was not clear because of the follow gauge. Okay, let's continue. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of the cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, hmm? Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Hey, you're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man? No, no, we are not doubting the, doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Sorry, doubting you. Yeah. Should be some mistakes. I'm keep reading all these texts. Didn't you get the feeling there is a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine. It's fun. Hello? Hello? Okay. هلا هلا. آه. كونيتشيوا. الو، اهلا اهلا. هلا، ايش خبر؟ عليكم السلام. والله الحمد لله زين. وين انت وين مختفي؟ تفي. شو بي؟ انا توي بس طلعت يعني مكالمه. طبيت شويه. خلصنا الموضوع. المهم خلصنا الحين. بس اظن هذا في صوتي ينسمع صح؟ الحمد لله زين. اوكي بس انا سكرت المايك. أوكي. رحت بعيد عنكم. مم. الو الو الو. اوكي اوكي. في صوت. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain. That's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. The final showdown. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing I'm not too sure of myself. أنا save أول. Hold it. The court generally prefers if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo. Noisy brat. I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. This is the final battle. Oh, she's checking those seats harder than ever. I better be careful. Come on, Nick, nail him. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo. I know that. I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense? The suspense? Yes, now what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more? No, please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible. Alright, now, where was I? Oh, yes. The young boy slumped over the table and... Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. A vase, you say? Yes, there are vases on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over. Well, he's right about there being a vase. Being vases. There being vases. I do remember seeing them too. Yep, there was a vase. I mean, there is a vase. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. And you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase. Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define? Okay, I get it. I heard it break, and the sight of it has burned into my memory as clear as day. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. The vase broke? Soaked in water, you mean? Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well. You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet the water still managed to splash into you? It was cold. I clearly remember it splashing me. Could the water really make it all the way across to the other side of the room? Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking? The vase turned upside down and my testimony is turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. So, what do you think, Captain? I am impressed by your ability to waste time. Goddard hasn't raised any objections for a while now. So you young show off with that scrap of information. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I will take it like a man and admit defeat. He is really giving you the evil eye, Maya. It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me. It's like he's saying, I triple dog dare you to find a contradiction, young uns. I guess I will just have to rise to the challenge then. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing I'm not too sure of. Okay, in the beginning sense then. Which statement I should pursue? One, two, three. That's it. The crime photo shows Mr. Cool. This is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, granddad? I'm no granddad of yours. Oh. Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners... Huh? What is it now? I just remembered something. Yes, go on. The broken vase. It was on my table. What? Well, you see... It startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Yes, it was on my table. That's how my groin came to be completely soaked. شو هالشي. Crowd is silent. Everyone is silent. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You have certainly earned your kudos for today. I would like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there is more. I have got more to say. Oh yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. Wait. No. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked. I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. Mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, okay, Nick, you did it. Therefore, require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. there is one more thing before I call today's session to an end. Oh, one more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he's summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that. Godot's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. Victor's testimony added to the court record. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, this isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5 years old apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. This court is adjourned. Adjourned. To be continued. So, day 1 is over. Save. I'm gonna take a break for now, and we'll come back after. Maybe I'll come back after. I'll have my lunch now. Yeah. Let's see where this is. January 7. Yeah, the next day. All right, and cool. All right. Continue next later. Later on, maybe after I finish my lunch. We'll see. We'll see. Find me posting.